The very last time she went to jail, the very last time, and I knew she was going to prison from there, I just started to kind of distance myself emotionally from her, because in my mind, I thought the next call I get will be to tell me that my daughter's dead. Well, as a child, she was sweet, she was easygoing.
He was either going to get upset about something. His anger was outrageous. My idea of a father was abusive and angry.
I started sneaking out, and cops bringing her home, and because she was out after curfew. I mean, and even then I was like, there's no, this is just a teenage thing. She really took us on a ride after that.
Something in me began to change. I began to feel very dark and very depressed. I kind of got involved with some people that just weren't very good influences, and we snuck out, and she introduced me to some guys. From then on, I just kind of continued to spiral out of control and just sneak out all hours of the night, call boys, meet boys on internet. For a moment, the good feeling lasts, and then it's gone. So I eventually turned to drugs. So I continued to use meth off and on. Sometimes I would stop using meth, but turn to another drug. It was just a toxic cycle. I dated drug dealers just so I could get high for free and just be close to the dope.
I still couldn't let go of, where is she? There would be times I know she was living on the street. There would be times where I would go find her at people's houses. There's addicts all laying around sleeping, and I'm going to these places and I'm trying to drag her out, and hotel rooms and dragging her out, and there were so many places I didn't want to be, and I never dreamed I would be there. It was just a nightmare.
I never wanted to be around my family. I always hid from them and ran away from them. I knew they cared, but I didn't know how to face them. I didn't know how to love them. I didn't even know what love was at this point. I got pregnant again. Continued to use heavily. The week after I got arrested, I was supposed to be scheduled for my abortion. I ended up going to jail for 3 months. I didn't see it back then, but now when I look back on it, I was like, thank you, God. So after I had Caleb, I did really good for a while.
I thought after he was born, I thought, this is gonna help Courtney. She has a reason. She has a reason to turn her life around. And for a while, it was okay. But then
I eventually was kind of ready to hang out with my friends, and it got to the point where I was back to my selfish ways. I didn't see what I was doing to my son. I didn't see the danger I was causing him.
My husband and I just came to the realization, we would just raise our grandson.
I knew I needed to change. I knew something had to change or I was gonna die. Ended up going down we had broken into someone's house. I remember the cops showed up. I said, I don't know why I'm here, but I feel like God has brought me here for a reason. And he stopped what was going on right then and put me in jail. I knew it was God. I knew it was God that sent me the cops. I knew that he was stopping what was happening in my life. I was crying out to him all hours of the night, screaming for his help. Get me out of this situation. And he did. I went to jail, and this is where God did his work. I did 8 months incarcerated, and He healed me from the abortion that I suffered from. I didn't realize. He healed me from all the abused relationships that I had been in. He taught me how to forgive my stepfather and to forgive the people in my life that had taken all that from me. I think of 2 Corinthians 5:17, for I am a new creation, for the old is gone and the new has come. And that's exactly what He did to me. I'm so grateful that I got to be in prison for 8 months because it really woke me up. I wrote several different ministries. Exodus reached out to me first. It was heaven sent. I knew it was God that allowed me to be in the program. And I just remember just crying and just, thank you, God. Praise you, God. You've been listening. You know. The only thing that was left was that my mom had agreed to bring in Caleb.
Even though his mother hadn't been around, he needed his mother. But he needed his mother healthy and well. And he loved his mother. And I had to let him go. But I felt more safe in doing so, knowing that she was in this type of a situation where she would have help and support.
The next day I got a phone call and she said, your mom agreed. And I couldn't believe it. I was so excited. I was ready to start my new life.
Her demeanor, everything about her, the way she spoke, everything about her was different. I could see her heart was different.
I remember walking in my apartment and I was just like, I fell to my knees and just started crying. I was like, God, this is more than I can ask or imagine. You are so faithful.
The daughter that I gave birth to, that I knew, I could see her again.
I was really successful in the program. I let God use me here, and I let Him use me when I would ride the bus to work every day. 10 months in the program, I graduated early, and our new executive director that had came on 2 months before saw the light of God in me and hired me to be the resident manager, administrative assistant during the day. So I get the privilege of helping these women and these children and to show them the love of God and to show them what God can and will do.
If there hadn't been Exodus, I do believe that my daughter would be back on the street because she wouldn't have had any hope. She would have been back looking at the same situation that she left, the same people, doing what she knew how to do to survive. She would eventually be dead.
My journey has been amazing, and I'm glad to be where I am today. And I love it. I love my life. Love it.